loss, so a lot of fight fans around the world were very concerned about your well-being. How are you feeling physically since the accident in October?
I've been feeling great. I been to a Cleveland clinic after the Deontay Wilder fight, and went there and they, evaluated me and checked me out, my brain and my, basically everything, my whole body, and they say everything's been good, and I'm recovering well. I think I'm fully recovered now, and they feel like I'm fully recovered. So I'm gonna go back and after this all over with, and get checked out by them again, and hopefully I can fight in September, October, or whenever this current event is over with. A lot serious now as far as training, dieting, making sure I don't blow up too heavy in weight and things like that. So I'm looking for big names like Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia.
WBC and the IBF. The WBC has come out and stated that Danny Garcia is your #1 mandatory. Is that a fight that you want? I mean, does that seem like that is next for Errol Spence Jr.?
It's a fight that makes sense. I mean, Danny Garcia, he's a very tough fighter. He's a guy who's accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. That's a fight that really makes sense. So it's a fight that can definitely happen next.
Unified welterweight champion Errol Spence recently did an interview with FightHype.com. So recent, it was today. Spence says in his interview he's physically and mentally prepared to fight. He said he went to a Cleveland clinic and they evaluated him, his body, his brain, and they said he was good to go. The interview is around 10 minutes long. He talks about the coronavirus and how it's affecting his family in New York, which is a pretty good interview because he talked about his family, his daughters, and all that other stuff. So it's a pretty good interview. But on the boxing side, which I try to stay on is the boxing side, Spence said he's going to try to come in better shape and not try to blow up between fights. Now, when I told fanboys that, they thought I was hating on him. But this is like the second or third time Spence brought this up. Just because you make weight on a scale doesn't mean you did it the right way. His first fight out the gate is going to be very interesting because it looks like it's going to be Danny Garcia. The WBC has made Danny Garcia his mandatory, and Spence has confirmed it's more than likely he's going to fight Danny Garcia in September or October. The fight's been pushed back once again because of the pandemic, and Spence said, and you heard it yourself at the beginning of this video, that he has to go back and get re-evaluated. If you missed that part, especially the fanboys, go back to the beginning of the video. Spence fans are cool. Spence fanboys are emotional. Now, Spence said if he happens to get by Danny Garcia, he wants Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford. He said he still wants to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. I have my doubts because I think Spence is too big for the division, and he knows it. He's also getting older, so once you get older, it's hard to make those weight classes that you're not supposed to be in. I think Spence is supposed to be at 154 or 160, but he can't use his size advantage in those weight classes. I didn't say he was old, I say he was older. Spence is well in his prime, but we shall see. I hope Spence makes a full recovery because he can make a lot of good fights out there. Leave your thoughts and comments below. JBZ, subscribe to the channel. I'm gone.